They have to hope that they have a Damari King-like basketball game, and they'll probably need 5 of those as the game goes along. But yes, very much so undersized as far as the matchup one-on-one. We see it right there early on, and JSU will do a lot of that, just going down low to the big man in the post,
who is shooting an amazing 60% from the field this season. And he starts off 1 for 1 with a layup, opening the scoring for Jacksonville State. Jalen Finch a little over-aggressive out on the perimeter, picking up his first foul of the game. So the Cougars have yet to win a game. Carver College, located in the Atlanta area. Gerhard, they are known for one thing, and that is playing a lot of D1 schools. They're not afraid to play.
They most certainly are. And last year, there was a great piece written up, I believe, in the USA Today about their travels last year, and the same thing this year. And this is a program still trying to find ways to be able to fund the program, and to do so you have to play a lot of D1 teams, especially in the Power 5, and they've loaded their schedule the last 2 years.
And if you'll notice on their uniforms, they don't have the names of the players on the back of the jerseys. They have words such as courage, excellence, humility. There you see number 30 there. That is Glenn Sims with the word courage on his uniform. So interesting school, Carver Bible College. JSU played them last year and blew them out, and that is obviously expected to be the case tonight. But you know, one thing JSU did probably was talked about by Coach Harper before this game. JSU played another team from Georgia, LaGrange College, back earlier in the month, also considered a scheduled win. Gamecocks wound up winning it by 30, but that was only a 2-point game at halftime.
And I'm pretty sure that game was brought up as they were preparing for this one, that we cannot have another mental lapse when we are leaps and bounds better from a talent perspective than our opponent. You do not want to be able to play up and down to your opponents. You see a team that's ranked and you play great basketball. You see a team that you're supposed to be and you don't play well. He's trying to eliminate that as the year goes along, and playing 2 of these kind of games throughout the course of the non-conference part of the slate, I think is really helpful.
And a missed shot by Augusta. And here come the Gamecocks. Yeah, JSU led that game against LaGrange College 42-40 at halftime. They gave up 40 points. LaGrange shot lights out in that first half, then JSU wound up blowing them out in the second. But here the Gamecocks off to a quick start, so I think they came out ready to not repeat that performance.
And I think that's a big part of what Coach Harper and the coaching staff really wanted these guys to do. It's a chance to refocus, it's a chance to settle in, and I think it's also a good chance to now weed out the stuff that hasn't worked in the non-conference slate, and then start to really incorporate and focus on whether it's the plays, the sets, the defenses, the schemes that will work what you're trying to go.
December the 28th, JSU leading the overall series 3-0. And
that 59-point win was the largest margin of victory in JSU history. So a chance here to maybe make a little statement. They want to do so over the course of this game, looking to trend in that direction.
Well, Carver is now 0 for 5 from the field. And Jalen Finch hits a 3. Gamecocks shooting 63%, 5 of 8 from the floor. Kane Henry all over Sims. Baseline shot is good, so Carver gets on the scoreboard. Dylan Scott knocking the baseline turnaround jumper home. Back inside to Brandon Huffman. That is, to call that a mismatch might be an understatement.
Most certainly. Back-to-back really strong plays there. The play for Carver to get their first points of the game. Really nice way to back down on Finch and then be able to finish with a nice stroke. And then Huffman is doing what he's really done all year long. He's a good, strong player, but has nice hands and finishes soft at the basket.
3-point shot is on the money. Keyshawn Coley knocks down the 3. First 3-pointer of the game for Carver. 13-5 now. Jay Powell, his 3-point shot is no good. And there's the problem that Carver's going to have all night long, is rebounding, but that time over the back call over on Brandon Huffman. Gamecocks are going to get subs in right away. Jawan Purdue, Damari King, who we talked about just a moment ago. Samaji Henderson and Maros Zelisnak all check in for those 4 players who head to the bench.
And we talked about the mismatch down low. It doesn't get any easier as you take out 6'10" Brandon Huffman and you replace him with 6'10" Maros Zelisnak.
Officials tonight, Christopher Bulanek, Troy Mathis, and Evan Berg will handle the game here from Pete Matthews Coliseum. 3-point shot is good, as that is Augusta knocking the shot down, and Gamecocks quickly back on the other end. Samaji Henderson drawing contact. Hits both free throws. Gamecocks employ the full court press. Scott gets it up the floor. And now the Cougars will set the offense against man-to-man defense by Jacksonville State. Here's a 3-point shot that rattles around and falls in for Bryson Scott. I tell you, that 3-ball is the great equalizer. It is now a 4-point game.
You mentioned at the top of the broadcast, you being able just to shoot and hope you have a great shooting day, and so far so good for Carver. Ever since the early run by Jacksonville State, it has been a light show from downtown for Carver College. But speaking of, the hot shooting continues there for Damari King.
Yeah, he brought his shot back to Jacksonville from Little Rock. So he is 1 for 1 in threes here in the first half. And you imagine the confidence level a game like that has to give you.
Oh, unbelievable. And then you can bring it, like I said, bring it back home, and he's now, of his last 12 3-pointers he's hoisted up, he's knocked down 10 of them.
Jawan Purdue inside to Zelisnak. Has made that look easy.
Really nice play there. We talked about the nice soft hands from Brandon Huffman. Well, similar character traits for Zelisnak, and you saw it down there low in the post.
Coley backing down Zelisnak and thought better of it. 3-point shot is off the mark from Cameron Knight. Here comes Jalen Finch on the push. Zelisnak trying to save it in, but instead it's taken away by Scott. And the pass ahead to Knight is knocked away by Henderson, but it's off of Knight. And the Gamecocks will get it back.
Good job there by Henderson being able to close out almost like a cornerback in football. Close out, get his hand on the football, or get his hand on the basketball, and tipped away by Carver College.
Carver in a zone last possession, back in man-to-man. Jawan Purdue doesn't shoot that very often, misses that 3-pointer. Zelisnak is doubled, dribbles out to the perimeter. Damari King is open, and Damari King knocks down his second 3.
This shooting spectacle has been something to watch here from Damari King. Now 2 for 2 in this game, and just a really hot shooter, and it looks like the holidays were good to him all the way around.
Can you imagine a JSU game if King, Gibbs, and Darian Adams were all on?
Oh, it's unbelievable. But I think more than likely from those 3, you could probably easily pick up 30 to 40, or about 40, 45 points, and on a really good day, 60 to 70.
Damari sidestep 3, I tell you, you cannot tell me that young man's confidence level is not sky high right now.
I'm telling you, what he's doing is hard to do in an empty gym, much less playing in basketball games, and this is something to see for sure. He didn't get the start today. It made no difference, and came right in, and he's been killing it.
3 for 3 for King. Henderson knocks it out of Scott's hands. And you'll have some starters back in the game for JSU. Huffman, Kane Henry, Jay Powell check in. Henderson, Jawan Purdue go out, along with Zelisnak. It was a 5-point game. Now, just like that, it's a 15-point game thanks to the shooting of Damari King. 9 points off the bench. Here's a three on the other end by Dylan Scott. No good. Kane Henry rips down the board. I tell you, Kane Henry's playing really well this year. He is going to be a key cog for this JSU team when they hit conference play. As Damari King is just making it look easy.
This is just unreal, and I think everybody who either read about his performance in the last game or saw it or heard about it when they got to the gym today, they're now super excited every time number one pulls up.
Get out of the way, Steph Curry. Damari King, oh, he finally misses a heat check there. King is now 4 for 5 from three. Doesn't shy away from taking another one and gets, oh, tough break there. Thought he was going to have the roll. Kane Henry, though, missing on the putback. They're human after all. All the way to the basket and laying it in is Glenn. Gerhard Mathangani with you. Thanks for tuning in tonight for A-Sun basketball on ESPN+. Jacksonville State out of the A-Sun taking on Carver College, who competes in the National Christian College Athletic Association. Jalen Gibbs pulls up, banks it in from the top of the key.
Nice start there for Gibbs offensively. He's been a little up and down as the season has gone along. 5 points at Little Rock, 12 is a really good solid game at Alabama, and 16 against FIU.
Brandon Huffman with his second block of the game. Kane Henry's first perimeter jumper is good. Kane Henry is shooting 41% from behind the three-point line this year.
It's just unreal. And then when you add to this offense what they've been able to do with Damari King and, of course, Darian Adams, there's a really formidable attack here for the Gamecocks.
Henry makes it 2 for 2 on three-point attempts. Back-to-back threes has stretched this lead to the largest of the game, 37 to 13. A 24-point lead, a 14-0 run, or 8-0 run over the last 50 seconds for JSU, and a bank shot here. Glenn Sims returns the favor, banks in a three.
Well, the three-point shots have also been really good for Carver as well. They would be, I mean, they are struggling even when knocking down now 4 of 10.
Kane Henry wasn't ready for the pass from Damari King. Turnover Jacksonville State. On the other hand, we're going to have a charge. Oh, yes, indeed, a charge against Bryson Scott taken by Damari King.
It's good effort there by King being able to get back after the initial turnover.
Jawan Purdue's going to check in for Brandon Huffman. And Coley's checking in for Augusta as we see the replay on the charging call. Carver back in his zone. Gamecocks already with 7 threes in the first half. Jay Powell misses this one. He is now 0 for 2 from 3. Coley with a nice pump fake. Or that was Scott, I should say. And got the roll.
Very solid play there. Not a lot of two-point baskets here for Carver throughout the course of the game.
Gibbs shoots a three, misses. Rebound tapped around and controlled by Scott. Nice work there on the glass by Carver. Who is getting out rebounded right now, 17 to 5, and we knew that would be a trouble spot for them tonight.
Yeah, just pure height, size, length, athleticism, all Gamecocks there, but give Carver some credit here. They're playing with some heart today, and get the foul there and trip to the free throw line for Coley.
So the foul against Jawan Purdue, number 1 on him, and that'll send Keyshawn Coley to the line. And he misses the first free throw. Sereno Williams is going to check in for Dylan Scott. Zelesnak in for Jay Powell. And Coley missed both free throws. You know, before the Arkansas Little Rock game, Gerhard, JSU went to Alabama on December the 18th on a Saturday night and gave Alabama all they could handle. They wound up losing the game, but just by 6 as Kane Henry knocks down his third three. But JSU, you know, led that game a good bit of that contest in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, up for large stretches of that game as well against a really good Alabama team that coming into that game was a top 10 basketball team, and I think that they'll finish the year with a really strong squad as well. Coach Nate Oates and company doing a good job over there in Tuscaloosa, but it says a lot for Jacksonville State. You play games like that in order to kind of see where you are comparatively to the Power 5, and JSU played really well, and it looks like they've carried that energy here tonight back at P. Matthews.
Matt scrambled for the ball and finally going to get it.
With the Cougars, and obviously this is a program that, of course, they like their athletics. They really love basketball and all the athletic programs, but their entire goal, their kind of mission statement for their athletics program is to use athletics to continue to preach and minister in their faith.
And going to get a shot clock violation. And Carver calling for a goaltend against Maroche Zelesnak, did not get the call. Carver sticking to the zone defense. What a pass inside to Zelesnak. Sermaje Henderson with a nice assist.
They're doing a good job feeding the post right now, and these big guys, both he and Huffman, are really taking advantage.
11 assists for JSU on 16 made baskets. That's a pretty good ratio. Sims thought about the step back three, then gave it up to Coley, who shoots it and is fouled. Jawan Purdue not happy with the call, but he just picks up his second foul.
Second time Coley is able to get to the free throw line that way. Other time was down on the baseline. Let's take another look at the fine entry pass to Maroche Zelesnak and the finish on the other end. And once again, Coley back at the free throw line, 1 of 2, or actually 0 of 2, his first trip.
And a look at Ray Harper on the JSU bench. Coach Harper has done an incredible job in his 6th season here at Jacksonville State. Building up a lot of talent on this roster.
And he's done so in a variety of ways. He's recruited really well. This roster was completely turned around a couple of years ago. Got guys like Darian Adams transferred in from Troy. Brandon Huffman transferred in from North Carolina, recruited some guys as well. And I think it's been a really nice blend. Anytime you get a lot of new faces, a lot of new pieces, integrating them into a locker room, a lot of it's coaching on the front end to be able to have a cohesive unit. They certainly have done so over the last 2 years.
Kane Henry misses his first shot of the game, or his first 3 of the game, but Sermaje Henderson there to put it in. Gamecocks with a 44-19 lead. Sims gives it up to Scott, who shoots a 3 and misses. So I tell you, the Cougars haven't scored in over 3 minutes, and they desperately need a basket.
That three-point shot was really good to them early on. We'll see if they're able to find some ways to score inside. And speaking of, Jalen Finch now gets on the board.
The Finch floater, as we like to say. That one with the right hand. You know, and one thing that I think helped Damari King, he kind of come into his own a little bit more this season so far, is Finch was out a couple of games due to injury, and King had to step up and start, and I think that kind of ignited his game a bit.
Most certainly.
I'm going to rule that a 2 by Coley.
Yeah, extending that point. I think that the extra minutes gave them extra confidence, and then now he's become one of the main players. Even though he comes off the bench, he's a real spark off the bench.
Kane Henry is now 4 for 5 from 3. He is the leading scorer in the game with 14 points.
JSU now shooting 50% from downtown. Already 9 3-pointers here in the first half.
Bryson Scott hits the baseline shot, draws the foul. They're going to count the basket. And here's a look at Kane Henry. I tell you, Kane Henry is listed at 6'7", but he looks taller. He's definitely got a lot of length to his game. And he is having himself a good first half here tonight. So we have Bryson Scott stepping up to the line to try to convert on the three-point play. And he does complete the three-point play, giving him 4 points in the game. 25-point lead for the Gamecocks. Here's Gibbs open in the corner. His three bounces around and falls in. Shooter's touch there for Jalen Gibbs, his first three-pointer tonight.
That was excellent ball movement as well, finding Jay Powell in the middle, and then it's on Powell to find the open guy. He does so, and Gibbs banks it off the glass.
Air ball three by Scott. They lob it into Huffman. Misses the shot inside the paint. I tell you, Brandon shoots such a good field goal percentage. It's odd to see him miss a shot that close to the basket. As we resume play.
15 made threes between these two teams. We're not even at halftime yet. 10 for Jacksonville State and 5 for Carver College.
Jay Powell flashing down through the paint, hits the shot, draws the foul. We're going to count the basket. Jay Powell gets his first points of the game.
Yeah, gets the nice little cut right in there and takes it straight to the basket. And by the time the defense came to help, there was nobody high on the ball, and they had got him there with the body, and Powell goes up strong.
6'9" versus 6'2" wins just about every time.
Most definitely, and Powell's a guy that got a lot of playing time last year. Was a starter last year. Hasn't seen the minutes overall, but maybe this game could be a turning point in that regard.
Another block shot, that by Jay Powell, blocking the shot of Steven Augusta off of the Cougars. It'll go over to JSU. Jay Powell, 6'9", look at those arms. You talk about length. He is a very good defender. Type of player Coach Harper can put in the game and say, hey, you guard their best shooter.
Exactly, very rangy, can contest just about any shot. Because of his length, he's really quick as well.
Jalen Gibbs knocking down his second three-pointer. And that's what Coach Harper would love to see is Gibbs and King. And then Darian Adams is always going to be reliable. If he can get those three guys shooting consistently from the perimeter, this JSU team is going to be a handful, as Brandon Huffman is a handful down low as he scores again in the paint.
And that's the domino effect of that. Whenever those guys are shooting that well, then the guys have to come out. The defense has to come out to guard those guys, and it leaves your big man wide open down low. And a lot of times you go one-on-one with big number 50 with Brandon or Maroche Jelisnak. Kane Henry does a lot of good work in the post as well. So it's complementary basketball when you have your guys shooting really high percentage from outside.
I think the biggest question now is how many points will JSU wind up with tonight?
Well, last time they had 104 in a 59-point margin. And JSU here today on track for north of 120.
This is Scott. Shoots it over Jay Powell. Back of the iron. Rebound Samaji Henderson. Nice pass inside to Jay Powell, and he is fouled and hits the shot. Jay Powell with a couple of nice plays inside the lane.
Yeah, take a look at Powell once again, just going through the contact and being able to get that ball off the glass and in for the second time so far today. He's put together a really fine first half.
You know, you look at a game like this, you think, what can you get out of a game like this? Well, you can get a guy like a Jay Powell feeling a little better about himself with the upside he brings you, especially on the defensive end when you hit conference play. So those are the little things inside this game that could possibly benefit the Gamecocks.
100%. And you have a chance now, as you mentioned, not only to get some confidence going, but also to find different ways and places where guys shine, and then mix and tinker around a little bit with your lineups as well. Find out who plays well with who. Right now, Powell and Finch, this little combination has worked well for JSU, and being able to leave Powell on the floor at the same time with Huffman helps you guard the post really well.
Boy, Carver cannot buy one. JSU on a 15-0 run. Gibbs tries to add to it. Misses the three. Rebound snatched away by Knight. Under a minute to go. This is Scott posted down low against Gibbs and muscles it in.
Really nice play there by Dylan Scott. Didn't give up on it. It was one-on-one the entire time. He stops the very long scoring drop.
Gamecocks can play for the final shot of the half. Finch penetrates, loses it, out of bounds. It'll go over to Carver with 3.2. See if the Cougars can get it up the floor and get a shot away here before the half ends. Scott from the logo, knocks down the three.
Sun EKU, that first game between those two at EKU.
So both teams start the second half the way they started the first, and Carver also starts off in their zone. Hoping the Gamecocks might cool off a bit from the field. We shall see. Brandon Huffman zips it out to Finch, shoots his first three-pointer of the game, and it is an air ball saved back in by Brandon Huffman, and it winds up with Augusta.
That's exactly what Carver wanted there, being able to force JSU into a bad shot, and then coming up a little bit later and seeing if they can get some momentum rolling offensively.
Nice splash and a acrobatic kind of behind the head layup there by Stephen Augusta.
Yeah, he had a really solid first half, both defensively and on offense, and that time a really athletic play there.
Inside to Kane Henry, he goes up and lays it in. Kane Henry having himself a game, 16 points for the senior from London, England.
His game's been really reflective of the way JSU has played today, shooting really well from the three-point line, and then everything else, there hasn't been hardly any perimeter shots. It's down low in the paint, and he's flashing those paint skills early on in the second half.
Three-point shot off the back of the rim by Bryson Scott. Scott having a tough look from the three-point range tonight, only 1 of 6. Here's Brandon Huffman, and he dunks it. Brandon wasn't too happy with some of the non-calls in the first half. Kind of the Shaquille O'Neal of this game, I guess.
100% there. That time, we talked about his soft hands, we talked about his touch around the basket. That time was all power. And he's got the ability to do that on any given night, and especially against a team like Carver that's undermatched, able to just power him down.
Nice shot by Gary. That's his first points of the game. Gibbs three-pointer, nothing but net for Jalen Gibbs.
Well, Gibbs ended that first half on a really solid run. Knocked down 2 3-point shots, continuing to feel the hot hand in Jacksonville State. Playing really well here late in the game, or late in this first half and the beginning part of the second half. 12 3-point shots made so far today. The season high is 17. They dropped 17 against Elon. Have a chance to break it here tonight.
Brandon with a turnaround, a hook shot in the lane. Huffman is now 6 for 7 from the floor. This is such a Brandon Huffman game. It really doesn't matter who the opponent is because Brandon shoots such a high field goal percentage. Again, he comes into this game shooting 60% from the field so far this year.
He has such an array of skills down low. He knows how to get his body in a place where it's got perfect leverage against the defender, and he's able to utilize that. Like we said, with a team like JSU that is scoring at the clip that they're scoring from beyond the arc, he'll get a lot of one-on-one situations down low.
Jay Powell missed a bunny inside. Jay Powell with a good first half. He had 7 points on 3 of 6 shooting, including 2 3-point plays. Scott pulls up from the free throw line and knocks down the jumper over Jay Powell.
A couple of times now we've seen some good perimeter shooting by Carver College in the second half. The fight's still there for the Cougars.
And Finch throws it away. Turnover, Jacksonville State. Substitution time. Gamecocks will bring in Damari King, Samaje Henderson, Juwan Purdue, and Maros Zelesnak.
Substitute one guy that's had a pretty solid day from beyond the arc, and Jalen Gibbs with Damari King, who's had a great stretch overall the last 2 games and continue it here today with 4 3-pointers.
Inside, it's knocked loose. Coley winds up with it on the baseline with 3 to shoot. Turns and shoots over Zelesnak. Good, 63% from the floor, 75% from the free throw line, and 50% from behind the 3-point line. So a good shooting night for Jacksonville State here at home against Carver Bible College, and Kane Henry misses the 3. Maros Zelesnak taps it around, gets it to fall in, and tell you, if Carver had any chance tonight, obviously we mentioned they had to shoot the ball well, but they also had to hope JSU was a little cold from the field. That has not been the case.
Not at all, and they're defending the 3-pointer really well. It's not like they're not getting out and contesting these 3-point shots. It's just JSU's been able to make it. However, right there on the other side, nice defense from JSU from Juwan Purdue, but yet another 3-point shot goes down for the Cougars.
Dylan Scott hits the 3. He now has into double figures, the first Cougar player to reach double figures in the game. And Juwan Purdue throws it into the backcourt. And that'll be turnover number 7 for JSU.
Relatively clean game in that regard for both teams. Both teams just 7 turnovers, a couple of shot clock violations, and not as many ball turnovers on ball. So I think both coaches have to be really pleased with the effort so far in that regard.
And it's off of JSU. Carver will inbound with 13 on the shot clock. See the drive here by Scott. Henderson and Zelesnak defending on the baseline. Scott puts it on the floor against Kane Henry. Drives, shoots, misses, and Kane Henry with a rebound.
Making life difficult. JSU's defense doing a good job there on that possession, and then King races back the other way.
That was a great defensive play by Coley because King was shot out of a cannon on the way to the hoop.
I think the scouting report got out on Damari King, and King kind of recognized it and was like, hey, you know, if you're going to guard me from 3, from as soon as I cross half court, I'll try to take this thing inside.
Augusta against Damari King. Again, getting late in the shot clock. Tough shot, and Scott gets it to fall.
He's hit that a couple of times throughout the course of the game, and being able to find that shot. Sometimes they do it by the baseline, and that time there off in the perimeter below the top of the key. And once again, you're seeing the effort here from the Cougars.
And the flush at the other end by Augusta, with Kane Henry defending. Whew.
That was one of the best plays you'll see all night tonight in college basketball. That's a huge flush.
And Damari King knocks down his 5th three. Back ahead on the other end, and what an acrobatic shot there by Augusta. You won't find 2 more difficult shots back-to-back from any player in any game tonight in college basketball.
No, you will not.
Surprised by that too.
100%. And I'm pretty sure that they'll talk about that one as they move forward when they break that one down in film session. But he is lengthy, rangy. You don't see that a whole lot, but Augusta beat him on that play.
They originally awarded the ball to JSU, then the officials conferred, and they give it back to the Cougars. Scott open. Got kind of a strange rotation on his shot, but he knocks it down.
Knocks down another one, and Scott having a really solid game here for the Cougars. Now up to 15 points in this one. 12.
Jay Powell left open again. This time he gets the 3 to go down.
It seems like every time Carver College has a response, it knocks down a 3-pointer. JSU comes right back and hits one as well.
And Damari King a near steal. Instead, the Cougars will inbound. Get the look at the 3-pointer there by Jay Powell. Powell now in double figures with 10 points. Scott pulls up, shoots an air ball. And that's going to take us from shooting from 3. Gamecocks already with 81 points on the board, make it 83 with that Jalen Finch jumper. Finch's 7th point is still in the backcourt, and a lay-in for Finch. 4 quick points for Jalen.
Exactly what you want to see coming out of a timeout, the energy there. And great job by Damari King picking up the steal and then getting the assist.
Gamecocks picking up the pressure out of the timeout. 26 to play. Jalen Finch will dribble it up the floor. Carver man-to-man D now. They trap. Leaves Damari King open in the corner. Not a great decision by the Carver defense that time.
I think if there's one thing on your scouting report is don't leave one wide open from 3. And that time, good ball movement by JSU, and then that's seemingly just as easy as getting Brandon Huffman down low by himself. Damari King, the way he's shooting the 3-pointer, it's seemingly money, especially when he's wide open like he was then.
And another turnover by Carver, their 10th. King open in the corner, and he just continues to shoot lights out. Damari King now 6 of 8 and gets a steal. 6 of 8 from 3, shoots another one. Misses this one short, and here comes Sims up the floor. And it bounces off of Dylan Scott. Well, they're going to say it's off of Jacksonville State. The official asking for help as Carver was disputing, or JSU disputing the call, but ball's going to stay with Carver. Kane Henry's going to check in for Damari King, who gets a hand from the crowd and a hand from his coach.
I think that everybody on the team and in this building can appreciate the 2-game stretch that Damari King is on from downtown.
And a nice pump fake, and Bryson Scott knocks it down for his 14th point. He leads the Cougars in scoring. Cross court to Jay Powell. He tried to bounce it inside to Kane Henry. Gamecocks find Gibbs open on the wing, and he misses the 3. Zelisnak competing for the rebound, and it is off of Carver's Keyshawn Coley, so the Gamecocks will maintain possession. Gibbs shoots again. Misses this one. Kane Henry with a rebound. Has it knocked loose. It winds back in the hands of Gibbs, and this time Gibbs knocks down the three.
That's just really good basketball right there. Gibbs not giving up on the shot, and give a whole lot of credit to Damari King, who had a nice little solid. And once again now for Carver College, they do finally get Stephen Augusta back on the floor. They have not seen a point since that run he had a moment ago.
And a whistle and a foul on the screen against Kajon Gary.
JSU scored 104 in their last matchup. They'll certainly go beyond that, outside of just an unreal streak of misses. And they also had a record in that game in their last matchup, 59-point margin of victory.
Jalen Fitch operates out high, drives, nice acrobatic finish with a right hand.
We have seen a few of those from both squads as this game has gone along, and really some athletic plays there. And JSU a burst here of the last 3 minutes, outscoring the Cougars 20-2.
Gamecocks with a host of players in double figures in this one. Jalen Finch just joined the club as he now has 14 points. He's shooting 6 of 7 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3. Damari King is back in there. You see his 18 points on 6 of 9 from 3. So with the 32 he had in Arkansas, the 18 so far here tonight, it's quite a 2-game stretch, and it's not over yet.
That's exactly right. And he's now finally friendly confines of home. I think he might have felt at home at Little Rock, and then he's bringing it to his actual home here at JSU.
Brandon Huffman's going to pick up the foul. You see Dylan Scott with the pump fake. Saw very little contact there, but the official blew the whistle. That puts Dylan Scott at the line. Hits the free throw. So Dylan Scott now with 15. Bryson Scott with 14. The two Cougars in double figures in the game. Kane Henry's open in the corner. Misses. Brandon Huffman mugged. Finally got that call.
And he's looking for the majority of the game. Huffman has played not necessarily limited minutes, but he's been on and off the floor here for Jacksonville State, and that time gets the foul. JSU sitting right now on 17 three-pointers made. That ties a season high. They had 17 against Elon. I wonder if Damari King will get a shot to break the record. Be sort of fitting if he does.
Damari King traveled. And Sereno Williams is coming in the game for Keyshawn Coley. Gamecocks still picking up full court. Jacobs Holloman guarded tightly by King. Scott on the flash in the lane, somehow got it over Brandon Huffman, missed the shot, but just getting it up over Brandon Huffman that time was an accomplishment.
Exactly, and being able to sky that thing up there and had a shot of going down, and JSU's sloppy play on offense continues.
So Scott winds up with it, top of the key. As we're under 8 minutes to play, we'll take our next media timeout at the next dead ball. Shot no good, Jay Powell with a rebound. King shoots a long three. Misses. Brandon Huffman with the offensive rebound and lays it in.
They've been so good on the offensive glass here today. 12 offensive rebounds overall, breaking a scoring drought of a little over 2 minutes.
Brandon now 12 points on 6 for 8 shooting. And they throw it away right to Brandon. Ahead to Jay Powell. He's hacked from behind and lays it in. Shooting the free throw and knocks it home. Get the second. So Jay Powell now with 16 points, getting the start tonight for Darian Adams. As Powell goes to the bench.
Only time will tell of how much this game will really help him out as he moves forward. We mentioned the 16 points. That's the second most so far this season. He dropped 11 points in the matchup against LaGrange.
Brandon has it knocked out of his hands, but it will stay with the Gamecocks. JSU with 6 players in double figures tonight.
Chance to eclipse a few records here. Already eclipsing that one with the players that are in double figures. Also sitting at a tie right now for the season high 3-point shots made. Sitting at 17, tying that of the big day against Elon in February, or in November.
Henderson's pass batted away by Scott, out of bounds, and it will stay with the Gamecocks. Damari King with a great pass, backside cut by Jawan Purdue.
Give him 4 assists on the day, and that time a great play by Purdue. And no help on the backside, and King threads the needle.
Augusta misses the shot. Here come the Gamecocks. Henderson gets it to the big fella, and he dunks it home for point number 16 for Brandon Huffman.
He wants some highlight material. He certainly got it today. It's been a fine performance by the big man.
Still got his game face on.
Oh, certainly. You talk about making the most of your time on the floor. How about 18 minutes, 16 points?
Not bad. Not the time for ticky-tacky fouls, but that's what we're getting here. This will send Cameron Knight to the free throw line. Knight looking for his first point of the night. And he is still looking. And Knight gets the point, hitting the second free throw. Kajon Gary comes in to the game. And they pick up full court.
Coach Spencer wanted to see his guys fight and compete here in the later stages of this one.
There is no answer for Brandon Huffman in the paint tonight.
He has certainly been incredible to watch here, and Scott falls down and they call a foul though as well. So yet another foul for JSU, and these are starting to mount up as well. It was a relatively clean second half.
Like some steps possibly there, but no whistle, and instead Keyshawn Coley knocks down the basket, giving him 9 points tonight. I think he might have got away with the travel that time.
I think so too, and he's knocked down a couple of jump shots throughout the course of the game, that time looking for any kind of separation, and I think he got away with a walk.
And the Cougars foul Brandon Huffman going up for the shot. So Brandon will go to the free throw line to look to add to his point total tonight. So here is Huffman at the free throw line. He's a 67% free throw shooter. And the first one bounces around and falls through.
Already at a season high now with 17 points, or 19 points. He scored 17 against LaGrange and 15 points earlier in the year against Valparaiso.
It's the second, 20 points. Not a huge rebounding night for Brandon, 5 rebounds, but he does have 2 blocks. And he will go to the bench, and I would assume that his night is done.
I would think so as well, and he comes at a tie with his career high with 20 points. He did that last year against Austin Peay.
Fights for it. Cougars wind up with it. Coley drives, has it knocked loose, and Jawan Purdue gets it to Henderson. Kind of a pinball there. And it's knocked away from behind, but a reach-in foul going to be called against Gary. That is the 3rd foul on Gary. Tanji Tuzi in the game. Here is Henderson, 3-point shot is short. Jawan Purdue able to track down the loose ball. Tuzi's shot from the corner is good. Right in front of the Gamecock bench.
And you talk about a team effort. They're getting it from everywhere, and talked about how fitting it might be if.
That's almost like getting a new player.
Yes.
The way he's played the last 2 games.
Yes, yes, it certainly is. He was a guy that was able to help out, contribute, but when you add this level of scoring, you mentioned it, you hit it. It's almost like adding a totally new guy on your roster that can really help out in key situations, and another part of the guys that makes your interior shooting that much better. And Tuzi now 2 for 2 on the day, and JSU now at 19 three-pointers. You know, these two teams played almost a year ago today, December 27th, and JSU that day won by 59, a school record. Now up by more than 60. We'll see if they can hold it here and set another record.
Well, one thing we've learned is Tuzi is a crowd favorite here inside the Peak.
He certainly is. And
his own cheering section behind him.
Exactly, and a team favorite as well. There's a lot of players on the team really excited to see him knock down 2 in a row.
All right, let's look for Tuzi. He can hit another threesy. Carver wasn't going to let him get that shot off. King does, though. My goodness. Damari King is playing like a man possessed. Well, you and I will be sitting courtside when conference games begin. If he shoots the ball like this, with the depth that JSU has and all the pieces Coach Harper has, it's going to be an interesting conference schedule.
It certainly will, because he's such a nightmare matchup with his ability to shoot that 3 ball, and it looks like they'll call the charge here on Jawan Purdue. But when you can get this kind of talent, whether it's off the bench or starting, and he's done both, and he's played in both roles throughout the course of the year, it is a godsend for any coach.
Here is Purdue's move. Nice move. You know, very little contact there, but tough break for Purdue. That almost could have been a let it go kind of play. Three-point shot is off the mark by Coley. Under 2 to play. Jay Powell needs help. Finds it in Purdue. They lob it into Zelesnak. Henderson is open. He pulls the trigger on a three, misses, and look at Jawan Purdue finish that one.
We have had two SportsCenter-worthy highlight plays on the dunks here today. That one might be more impressive than the one by Stephen Augusta a little bit earlier. Wow.
And the answer on the other end by Kajon Gary. Jay Powell off the screen from Zelisnak. Here's Tuzzi open. Misses this three. But Henderson able to track it down. The crowd wanting Tuzzi to shoot it again. Jay Powell shoots and misses. Tapped up. Zelisnak goes up, has it stripped, and we got a foul. There's the replay. Jawan Purdue. You talk about timing it right.
I mean, the athleticism to be able to put that ball down and time that thing perfectly. Nobody there on the box out. JSU once again over the 100-yard, 100-point mark for the second time this season. Had 110 against LaGrange College, who we talked about earlier.
Zelisnak unable to make either free throw. Under a minute to play. And we're going to have a jump ball here. And it will stay with Carver.
One year, one day, I should say, separates the matchup between these two teams last year and this year, but it looks like it's going to be the exact same result, just about 59-point win and a record for the Gamecocks last time, and if they hold on here, they'll have a new record.
Nice pump fake by Coley, has his shot blocked, but a foul with 23 seconds remaining. So here is Coley at the free throw line. Coley has 9 points in the game. And he reaches double figures now with 10 points. And Coley hits the second. And the Gamecocks can just dribble it out if they choose to.
They're absolutely do so.
And under instructions from their coach, that is what they will do.
So a new record for margin of victory, a new season high as far as overall points go. And I think JSU has to feel really solid as they kind of close out the non-conference